Hi there. So, webinars have been around for a very long time. That's for a good reason. One of the best ways to bring in new customers is demonstrating your value. A lot of us put a great amount of effort into promoting ourselves on social media and email marketing and all of these, what I would call horizon marketing events, things that happen out on the horizon. And if we want to turn people into customers, we need to bring them in a lot closer. They need to get to know, like, and trust us. And this is largely going to happen in conversations or in slightly more intimate experiences than experiencing us through a social media post. So I've been looking at becoming a bit more assertive with webinars, trying to provide a bit more value. And I'm also trying to put together a bit of a workflow for clients. So this tutorial really shows the end effect of this. I've looked at almost every approach to producing webinars you can imagine, from live streaming them on YouTube with a simple registration form and email automations. Wow, yes, that's free, but boy, are there a lot of moving parts. All the way through to really expensive webinar platforms. So where I've got to is a really simple, affordable, pretty comprehensive webinar process, which I'm going to show you now. It's all wrapped up in a product called Webinar Ninja. Ninja for a good reason. They really hit all the right spots with almost no waste. It's very efficient. So let's jump into that and I'll show you what it's all about. So this is the dashboard of Webinar Ninja. Here you'll see I have one webinar set up, and we'll get into this in a moment. So first things first, when you log into Webinar Ninja, there's very little to set up. Really, we come in here at our display name, email address, correspondence email address, company name, and you can customize this, which I've done. That's pretty much it. Then we will go straight into setting up our first webinar. So rather than show you this webinar, we'll just create a new one here. You can see we can choose between live, automated, series, or hybrid. I'm not going to focus on these three. We'll just look at this one, which is the default. So we need to give it a name, a co-host. If you're using co-host, most of us won't. A date and a time, whether it's recurring, free, or public or private. Most of the time it's going to be free and public. And that's literally it. Once we've done that, we're going to end up with an empty webinar here. So if I click on edit, we'll get to the settings that we just saw. Let's have a quick look in there. So yes, it's just that basic information. If we click in settings, we get a few more settings. Personally, I haven't touched these. So show social media sharing icons on the attendee and replay pages. Webinar replay doesn't expire. Webinar language, I'm not going to use anything other than English. Use Webinar Ninja's thank you page. I'll show you that in a moment. Facebook tracking pixel, that's another video. And then the titles on all the buttons, which you can customize. I have not. Then we can invite registrants manually, which I'm not going to do. We have a sharing link here to share the registration page or embed it on our own website, which when I show you the following, you won't want to. And then we have a bunch more settings here. The main one being the registration page template, which is a big seller for me. So this is how we come in and customize the registration page. When you first come in, it's quite bland. You can change the background image here. You can add your logo. You can customize the color schemes, and you can edit almost all the text on the page. So now this looks quite good. The finished product registration page. Here we go. And you can see it's got the date, it's got a countdown, and a register button. When we click that register button, normally there would be a pop-up where people put in their email address and their name. So if I come back to Webinar Ninja, we then have a thank you page template. And that looks like this. Again, it's all nicely branded to my brand. Then the next thing And actually, I'm going to back up for a second. Why are we using a webinar platform and not just a Zoom call? Well, if you know anything about webinars, you know that they're largely done as an email list building activity, and then subsequently as a way of providing value and perhaps making an offer. So we need a registration page. So we have that covered. I've just shown you that. We could easily build this on our website, but this makes it much, much easier. Next, we want people to actually attend. And one of the things with webinars is everybody's busy. They might agree to come to something, but it's a month later, it's the big day. And if you want to be sending people email reminders manually, that's very labor intensive or complicated. So here we have this built in with email notifications. And here they get an email at the time of registration, and we can edit all of these emails. A reminder the day before, a reminder that it's today, a reminder it's in an hour, and a reminder that it's starting now. Now you might look at this and think that's a lot of emails. And it is, but statistically this is what's required to get people to your webinar. And this is why I put the emphasis on this. This is really a huge win. And then you missed it, here's your replay, or thanks for attending, here's the replay. And a final, thank you for attending. That is pretty much it. That's all you're going to need to set up. Those reminder emails I have not touched. All I've really had to do is put the webinar title in, a description, do the registration page, and click go. So it's the big day, we're having our webinar. It's now 4 o'clock on Thursday the 30th of October. I'm now going to go into the studio. People are probably starting to arrive. Here it's got my camera, check, check. I'm not going to change the settings at all, enter studio. And now you can see here I am, and my presentation is ready to go. Here on the layout, I can swap between different layouts. I can go between slides or just me. It's really very simple, but everything you would need. Over here, we've got a chat, so as people are chatting away in the webinar, you can view that and participate. They can ask questions, you can offer polls, you can make offers, or you can provide handouts. That's really all there is to it. Webinars are very, very easy with Webinar Ninja. There's not much to it. See what you can do.